Laurent, thanks for joining the show.
It's a pleasure to join you.
Absolutely. Speaking here at Eyecelerator, surrounded by innovations, why is this event particularly meaningful for you, and what value do you think it brings to the eye care community?
Well, what I think it does is that it gathers us, the strategics or investors, along with some of the innovators. And to have a forum like this that has a comprehensive approach when it comes to who is willing to invest, buy technologies, but at the same time elevating the innovators, whether they're doctors or whether there are academic institutions or whichever, is a unique opportunity to get the conversation going. One of the things that makes ophthalmology very special is the fact that companies like Alcon stay very close to the market and the doctors in order to keep iterating on innovation. And through this interaction, we keep a great pulse on where the market is and where the market needs. And therefore, it requires that we have this exposure and this connectivity, and this is what this meeting enables.
Well, Laurent, you've been with Alcon for an incredible 30 years. What stands out the most when you look back at Alcon and how the industry has evolved over those years?
The mission of Alcon, right, to help people see brilliantly, has been a focus that they've never jumped off of, right? And so if you think about our commitment to ophthalmology, we've done it in several ways: devices, pharmaceuticals, or even consumer products such as contact lenses. So because of that, it was a very comprehensive approach to ophthalmology, which also on a personal level allowed me to build a career with a lot of different experiences in all these different segments.
Alcon has had a remarkably active year with new products, acquisitions, and partnerships. How would you describe the company's overall strategy today, and what the common thread is that ties those strategies together?
So one of the things that we've decided several years ago now is that we were going to be agnostic to the source of innovation, meaning that obviously we have a great internal R&D, but we're not the best at everything. So we have to look externally as well for innovation. And we're agnostic whether it's internal or external. We're also agnostic if it comes as an incremental innovation or if it comes as a potential disruptive type of innovation or transformative. Devices by definition are going to need adjustments, incremental innovation over the long period of their life, and we rely on the doctor's feedback to do this. So it fits into that strategy, and then also we basically look at different things. Either new white spaces for Alcon, things that we don't compete in. We also look at beyond white spaces, things that can complement internal R&D programs for a technology that R&D might need to complete a certain program. And so we would go and look for that. And then anything that could challenge the future of our portfolio, whether it be IOLs or phaco, et cetera, we're always on the lookout of what could be disruptive.
How do you ensure that innovation across such diverse areas stays connected and focused on patient impact?
If you think about who is providing the care, right, the ECP, the eye care provider, that is the real connecting dots between the optometry community and the ophthalmology community. They are really the connecting points between all the technologies that we invest in. When it comes to contact lenses, it's going to be the optometrist. When it comes to cataract, it's going to be mostly the surgeon in ophthalmology, but also co-managing with some of the optometry side as well. Same thing with some of the pharma products that we have. So I think the eye care providers are the connecting dots, and we are super close to them, and therefore it dictates where do we play.
What does the next chapter look like for Alcon and the industry?
Our long-term vision is to help people see brilliantly. What does that mean? Well, it's a constant improvement from where we are. And I think that the unmet need is very rich from the macro dynamics that you see out there. I mean, the aging of the population is a critical one, but more importantly is how we age, right? I always give the example that perhaps, my grandmother is a very different level of activity than my mother, who's my kid's grandmother, who now uses a personal phone or an iPad just as much as my kids do. So if you think about this, is that as we age as a population, we rely on eye needs a lot in a much greater fashion than previous generations. That provides this continuous need for better and better sight, and therefore a very rich pipeline of opportunities for us in ophthalmology. So I don't think that we reach any finite destination. I think the destination is always ahead of us, but our commitment to ophthalmology is really what differentiates us, in that we're maniacal about trying to be the people that will find these unmet needs and try to bring solutions to them.
Well, Laurent, thanks so much for joining us all the way from Geneva, Switzerland, here in Orlando, Florida. I know it's a little flat out there, but hopefully you can get back to your mountains soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.